Okay, welcome back to another Between the Pages book chat. And today, my guest is paranormal romance author Carol Hibbs. And she's coming today via audio and not video. So we can't see her lovely face, but we can hear her lovely voice. Um, uh, so I'll let her introduce herself. So take it away.
Hi, I'm Carol Hibbs. I I write paranormal romance novels. I actually live in Tuktoyaktuk, Northwest Territories. Believe it or not, if you take a look at it online, it shows I am so far north. I am 69.2 degrees north. I am so far north that there aren't even any trees. And it should be snowing today. They called for snow. So surprisingly enough, I actually live where I live. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I also live in Canada, so I know where you live. So
Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah.
never been there, but yeah, I do know someone who's actually lived up north for a while. So yeah,
Wow.
I am
Yeah.
familiar. Anyway, so and we're here today to discuss your book Forever Ends.
Yes.
And so tell us a little bit about what the book's about, plot, various stuff like that.
Um, it is about a woman named Gabrielle Bowman, and she is moving, and she moves to another part of the province in Manitoba. And she buys a house, and there's something really spooky going on in her house. And she's not quite sure what to make of it. Um, there's a young girl who keeps popping in and out of her house without warning, without any knowledge of how she gets in or out. And Gabrielle is trying to figure out what exactly is she? Is she a ghost? Is she something else? But she spends a lot of time with this girl named Christina, and she also spends a lot of time with her new neighbor and her new neighbor Ryan and his daughter Tess. And Tess spends a lot of time with Christina too. So it doesn't quite make sense that she's a ghost, but on occasion she just disappears without any knowledge or any warning. So Gabrielle and her sons and her neighbor, her new neighbor, and her friends try to figure out, okay, what's the mystery about this girl? And what's going on. Now I'm not going to tell you exactly what happens because that would be giving too much information about the ending. Um, but now some people as they start to read might figure out, okay, what's going on, or they might not. Um, yeah, it's there's a bit of a twist. There's two surprises at the end. Um, and of course romance,
Yeah, oh, of course.
of course. And yeah, and I debated about how much romance to put in there, but yeah, I did. And there's also um in the book they build a log cabin. um Ryan McKenna is a log cabin builder, so Gabrielle actually helps Ryan build a log cabin. And so yes, I understand that has nothing to do with the story, but I put it in there anyway because I love I love books that I can learn something from. I love it. I love it. So I wanted to add that in there, that they're building a log cabin and how to build a log cabin.
Well,
So
I
yeah,
expect it helped with character development as well. So
perhaps, yeah. Yeah. Many years ago, um, I found a publisher in Toronto, and the publisher gave it to a subsidiary publisher in Saskatchewan. And they said, in the end, they said, yeah, get rid of the log cabin building. I'm like, no, 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 not no, no. I said, yeah, I don't think so. I said, no, I'm going to keep it and I'm not making any more changes for you. And she said, okay, publish it yourself. And I responded with 2 words. And those 2 words, believe it or not, was thank you. And it was like, thank you, I'm free, yay. So yeah, it was like I published it myself. Yeah,
Okay,
with Amazon.
what were your inspirations for writing the books? Do you like ghost stories? Did you grow up with ghost stories, or is
Nope.
it just
Nope.
okay? So why did you write a ghost story?
Oh, that's funny. I don't read stories like that at all. It was one night in July, and the story wouldn't leave my head. I was up till 2 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't stop thinking about this story. So in the end, I'm like, okay, fine. So I started writing it. And it weirdly enough, all I would do would put a pen in my hand and write, and it would pretty much write itself. And if ever I wasn't sure what to do next, I would just put down my pen and either wait a little bit or wait until the next day, and the ideas would come to me just like that. I know it's kind of strange, but that's the way it worked. I guess I'm a strange person.
It's not all that strange. I've known a lot of writers who just said, stories come to them, and some
Yep.
stories just come to you, and they write themselves.
Yeah, yeah,
Other
okay.
stories you struggle with until you just want to bang your head against the desk. So,
Oh my, oh my. Now there is a second book, but I'm only about halfway done the second book. Um, the first book, the main characters are, of course, Gabrielle and Ryan, and Gabrielle's adult sons, Jason and Peyton. Well, the second book is more about Jason, and the third book is more about Peyton. And of course, there's a romance in those two. But yeah,
so that's
but
nice. It's
yeah,
kind of like a generational romance series that you're in.
yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so speaking of the characters, tell us a little bit about the main characters, what their personalities are like, and things like that.
Okay. Well, Gabrielle, she writes children's books. She, she's active. She's enthusiastic. She, yeah, she doesn't get scared easily. Um, Actually, she doesn't get scared very much at all, except on occasions throughout this book. There are times that she does get afraid. Um, there's a lot of spooky things that happen in the novel. Yeah.
Okay, so if your main character's not an easily scared, it's a good main character for a
Okay.
ghost
Well,
novel, I think.
yeah, and she gets along very well with Christina, and of course, Gabrielle wants to try to help Christina, and she wants to try to somehow rescue her from whatever it is she's going through, even though she's not quite sure what it is she's going through. Um, but yeah, but yeah, she Gabrielle builds um, doll houses. So her and her neighbor Ryan's daughter Tess. So Christina and Tess often play with the dollhouse and all the dolls and whatnot together, and they get along really well.
Mhm.
And Ryan had lost his wife after his daughter was a year old because she had a car accident. So he's a single father. And of course he builds log cabins, and he used to hunt when he had a chance. And then when he was a single father, he didn't hunt very much after that, but he would go fishing with his daughter, and yeah, I'm just trying to think of what else to give you. Ryan is one of those, he's like my fantasy guy. If I wish I could meet a Ryan McKenna. I wish. I seriously doubt he exists, but it would be great. He's one of those perfect kind of men.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a prerequisite for a good romance story. So,
Oh, okay. Okay.
so I think you're
Perfect.
okay there with the perfect guy.
Well, he's really well, okay, to me he's perfect. Yeah. He's a fantasy of what I would like to find. I somehow doubt I ever will, but you never know. You never know. Yeah.
Okay. So what was the hardest scene for you to write in the book?
Mm. Oh my. Holy smokes, I'm trying to remember. There were a lot of times that I had to put my pen down and think. And there were sometimes I would have to wait a day or two and then it would finally come to me. And now I'm just trying to remember exactly which which thing that I was working on. I guess the log cabin building was one, but yeah,
I would expect that would be very technical. So yeah,
yes, yeah. So that was a lot of work. Um, and originally, uh, it took a while for me to figure out what Ryan was going to do for a living. And at the time, part time, I was working as an educational assistant in Thompson, Manitoba. That's actually where the story takes place. And part time, I was working at the museum. And at the museum, they were going to offer log cabin building workshops. So I thought, oh, that's perfect. That's perfect. That's what my main character, my male character can be, is a log cabin builder, and I can learn how to build log cabins. So I thought, well, that's perfect. And so I was going to do that, but then that got canceled last minute, so that didn't happen. So I had to learn how to build a log cabin. And I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. And I didn't want to change the 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 main character. I figured no, he will stay a log cabin builder. Yeah, I just had to learn. Yeah, had to learn how to build a log cabin.
okay.
Um,
So what was the favorite scene that you wrote in the book?
I guess chapter 7. Chapter 7 was where she's having a dream that seems real, but was a dream. It was where she's down in the basement of her house, and of course there's a room, a secret room that they had found in behind a wall in that house. I probably shouldn't give it away, but anyway, um, there's a part where she's in that secret room, and then it starts filling up with cement, and she has a dream that her friend Kala is there saying, I'm coming to help you. I'm coming to help you with Christina, but you need to get out of this room. And she's thinking, yeah, I've got to get out. I've got to get out. The place is filling up. And then all of a sudden in her dream, she's outside in her yard and she sees her mother. And her mother had been dead a long time. So, Gabrielle says, oh, I've missed you, Mom. And Gabrielle's mother says, I've missed you too. I've missed you too, but you need to lock the door. And Gabrielle's like, lock the door? What do you mean lock the door? And then her mother is starting to fade away. And Gabrielle is saying, please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. And then her mother fades away and then she wakes up and then she's all stressed and then she realizes, okay, I get it. I've got to lock the door. So she makes a point of locking that space in the closet that they found the secret room. So yeah, that was probably the best part of the book, that yeah, she realized she had to lock the door. So she made a point of making sure no one could get in there again.
Ooh, interesting. So
Mm.
I'm sure there's significance to that we don't want to get into too much.
No, no, no. You'd have to read. Yeah, you'd have to read the book and go, "Oh, I get it. I get it."
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So, yeah. So, spoiler free zone, and there's a good teaser for you.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so are any of your secondary characters a little quirky or like to steal scenes from the main characters?
Oh, meaning,
Meaning, are they sort of like when they interact with the main character, are they kind of like overpowering, or do they just, or do you focus mostly on the main characters?
okay. Um, um, I do put more than one point of view in the characters simply because I just didn't want them to be stick people. Even though originally the publisher said no, just one point of view and one character. I'm like, yeah, okay, no, I don't want to do that. But for a lot of times I put what they were thinking in their speech instead. But then at the same time, I'm like, no, I don't want them to be stick people. I want them to have feelings, and I want it to be put out there that they had feelings. But anyway, I'm just trying to, yeah,
So
there,
do you have a favorite character?
oh gosh, oh
It's
gosh.
okay to say that you love them all equally.
Well, I do. Well, there's Jade, and there's Kala, and 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 of course Ryan. And yeah, you know what? Maybe Ryan would be my favorite. Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, aren't I bad? Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so well, you've already mentioned that your main female character is not afraid of things, but
No.
what are your other characters afraid of?
Mm. Well, Jade comes to visit, and she gets a bit freaked out about the house. You know, she could hear sounds, she could hear noises, she could see things in her room. So she left the following morning. She didn't stay. She figured, no, it's too spooky. And and um yeah, I think other than that, I don't think anyone was afraid of anything except for Jade being spooked out about the house.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you write romance, paranormal romance in this particular instance.
Yep.
So, are there any other genres you like to explore in future?
Yes. Actually, the fourth book will be science fiction.
That's
And
interesting.
yeah, and the fifth book is horror.
Okay, so
Yeah.
something to look forward to.
Yep. I just have to get down to to doing more writing. Right now, in exactly not exactly, but less than 2 months, I am moving. I am moving out of Tuktoyaktuk, and I am moving to Newfoundland. And
Oh,
I'm
so you're moving
doing,
to my part of the world. I'm from Nova
yep,
Scotia.
yeah. Oh gosh, oh wonderful, wonderful. But now, see, it's gonna be a huge transition for me to move. But yeah. Yeah, I won't go into too many details because I'm going to depress you if I go into details about why I'm moving. But
Well, good
yeah,
luck with the move, and
yeah,
yeah,
thank you.
you should enjoy Newfoundland. I'm just
Oh
saying.
gosh, oh gosh. Hopefully, hopefully. I've I've spent summers there. I've but that's it. Like I'm not originally, obviously, I'm from Thompson, Manitoba, and not Newfoundland. But yeah, so it'll be different.
Yeah, definitely will be
Yeah.
different. Yes,
Yeah, quite,
yes,
quite.
it's not, and all my friends from Newfoundland know what I mean when I say that.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, oh my gosh.
I'm not. Don't worry. It's a good different.
Oh, I know,
Yeah,
but I know what people are different there. I know they are quite different.
yeah.
Yeah,
But they're a friendly bunch. So
they are. Yeah, yeah,
okay, so I think we'll wrap it up here, and I'd like to thank
sure.
you for joining and chatting with us, and tell everyone where they can find you and your books.
All right, all right. Oh, you mean
Yeah,
Amazon?
website, social media, whatever.
Okay. Yeah, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Um, Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what else. My website, Carol Hibbs, author at or .webstarts.com. I always forget the name of the website, but yeah.
Okay, so
If you
yeah,
find me on Facebook, um, yeah, it's a yeah. I
and
live, yeah. If anyone takes a look on Facebook, I live in Tuktoyaktuk, and my Facebook profile is open. Yeah.
okay, and I do have her book link down below in the description, so you can check out for Forever Ends down there, and there's a link to her Amazon profile on the book page, of course, so you can check her out there too as well. So again, thank you for being here. It's a pleasure chatting with you.
Well, thank you so much for doing this. This is great.
Yeah, and join us tomorrow for another author. J.C. Kong is going to be with us tomorrow and discussing his series. So join us for that, and bye for now.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.